Salute to Knicks Nation. And salute to Julius Randle. Congratulations is in order as Julius Randle is going to Atlanta, being selected by the Eastern All-Star Reserves. Thank you, Doc Rivers. Julius is going to Atlanta, folks. Just leaked by Shams. Thanks, Shams. You just ruined our whole show, but it's okay. Because, it is what it is, Al. Salute to Knicks Nation once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. CP, Alex Trataros, the Stratocaster in the building. Eastern Conference All-Stars have been named. The reserves: James Harden, Julius Randle, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine, Ben Simmons, and Nikola Vucevic. Al, how you feeling, man? What'd you think about the announcement?
Shams could have just been a little bit courteous, give us a little heads up that he was going to do this. You
couldn't wait a little bit, Shams?
Send like a DM, send a text, something, man. Like, come on, this is what the whole show was. Yeah. Now it's just now we don't have to pontificate if Randall will make it and then hype. Get everyone riled up.
No more hype,
he made it, man.
No more hype. Yeah, go ahead,
bro. He made it, and deservingly so, Like, I got into a little heated Twitter beef with some Miami Heat fans saying
always chirping, bro. Always chirping.
How Bam Adebayo was more deserving than Julius Randle because Bam was averaging a few more points, a better true shooting percentage on just 2-3 less attempts. And I'm just like, okay, but when everyone was down, he wasn't holding it down for his team.
Yeah.
Julius Randle holding it down for his team. Doesn't matter if people were injured or not. That man was showing up every single day, getting you wins and keeping you in the playoff race. So salute to Julius Randle. Congratulations, my guy. After being flamed last year, you're doing it this year.
Well deserved, man. Well deserved by Julius. No doubt about it. Listen, 31 games in, and Berman of the Post hit it right on the head. He's been healthy. Hasn't missed a game. Last 10 games, take a look at these stats. Last 10 games. Overall, he's 23, 11, and 5. All right? Last 10 games, he's 25, 10, 4.5 assists, 80% from the free throw line, 45% from 3 on almost 5 attempts. Come on. Fire. And 50% from the field in his last 10 games. You know what I mean?
Absolutely deserving of it. Like, 3-point shooting alone, is just been another level for Julius Randle. He's shooting 41% this season on 4.5 attempts, making 1.8. It's insane. I didn't even expect this to come, but he's doing everything, man, which is why another case I was just making against Bam Adebayo. The man lives in the paint. Julius Randle shooting from all over the place, and I don't care, man. Like, Julius Randle's been putting in that work.
It's not a knock on Bam. You know what I mean?
Not at
Bam
all.
is Bam, but Julius is having a better year. We have a better record than the Heat right now. We're currently in 7th place in the East. And so it's deserved, man. The guy worked his ass off. He bounced back. Hardest place in the league to play. You got to give him credit for that. No one cares about the Miami Heat until they're winning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When they're losing, they don't care. They only care when they win. And so... yeah, you gotta give him credit, man. You gotta give him credit. Julius earned it, and he deserves it, and he's an all-star. Who else is on this list? Sabonis didn't make it. That was a little bit of a surprise. I'm glad Julius made it, but Sabonis got snubbed out. Vucevic was well deserving as well. I think Vucevic is one of the most slept-on bigs in the game. The most disrespected in the game. Vucevic is right up there with Julius and one of those, bigs that's an all-around talent. So Vucevic did made it. You knew Harden was automatic. Ben Simmons automatic. Tatum, Brown, well-deserved. And Zach LaVine definitely deserved it. Easily. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, man.
No, absolutely. And speaking of Nikola Vucevic, absolutely, man. For Orlando, he's putting up numbers still, and that team has been hit hard this season with injuries. Mm-hmm. If you want to, and he doesn't even matter. He still shows up and makes every game competitive. We saw when the Knicks played them last week on Wednesday. Even when we had that overtime game, and if you just watch the Magic this year, they're a gritty team. They're always in most of their games that they're playing. He's just a tough center and tough body to guard, man. Which is a reason why Mo Bamba hasn't stepped on the court because one, Vucevic's been paid, So you got a guy play the guy who's got the big contract. 2, he's really good. Like he plays every single night. And then I'm really happy that Zach LaVine made it, man.
Yeah,
Like
well
Zach
deserved.
LaVine
Well
was
deserved.
well deserved. He's talk about a guy who's been shooting nuclear this year. Like just every.
Yeah,
I
Zach
can't.
LaVine's been going off, bro.
I know and I would like you would think the Bulls would be doing a little bit more like with that type of firepower. It just tells you that there's still another team that's just growing. But Zach LaVine, I think he was deserving of it last year. He was 11th last year in scoring. This year, he totally does deserve it. And of course, like you said, Harden was going to get it.
Yeah.
The wings from Boston, of course, they're going to get it. And then Ben Simmons, how can Ben Simmons not make it?
Facts. Let's go to the people, man. Let's hear from Jay from East New York. Jay, how you feeling tonight, bro?
I'm all right, fellas. First of all, I want to say welcome home to my boy Bobby.
Bobby's home.
Get well soon, the Tiger.
Facts.
This is a beautiful thing, man. Julius Randle, he came a long way from last year. The whole no handle Randle, the spin moves. It was a lot. So you know what I'm saying? The vindication is here. He put in the work. He got better. Every day he came in, he put that work in. He's leading the Knicks in the playoffs. It's beautiful, man. I'm just happy. What a time to be a Knicks fan.
It's a good time to be a Knicks fan, man. Indeed, bro. Appreciate it, Jay. Appreciate it. Yeah, he hit it on the head, man. It's well deserved. He took all the heat from us, the Knicks fans, KnicksFanTV Nation, you name it. He took it. He went to work, put the work in, put the time in. My guy, Rafael Barlow, NBA Draft Junkies. He's down in Dallas with Julius and Tyler Relf and Tyler Relf's training camp. He told us over the summer, he said Julius is putting in that work. Don't be so quick to give up on him. And, despite the trade rumors, he bounced back and he's leading this team, man. No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Absolutely. I mean, it just shows you it really shows you who's meant for who can play in this city and who can't. Everyone who's walked through that door, they either break down or you have someone who's wearing the heaviest jersey in the league, as you always say.
You rise to the occasion or you crumble, bro.
And he's risen to the occasion. And Tom Thibodeau has also helped him. Julius Randle has took the entire offseason to work super hard to get into prime condition. I mean, the fact that he hasn't had he had a glass of wine, I forget which trip before at the West Coast trip, not drinking, working super hard, training every day, and he's also being the leader of this team. When everything goes wrong, and we saw it against that terrible game Sunday night.
Facts.
Who'd you give the ball to? Julius Randle.
And
he did it, and he's been carrying this team this entire time.
Facts. The undefeated ESPN's outlet had a great article today that came out. Mark Spears, great writer, had a great article about Julius Randle and his relationship with Kenny Payne, and just talking about how much Kenny Payne has helped him, from his Kentucky days and their relationship now, how key that's been in his growth and development. So big, coaching staff has been big. Julius says, as he said on the JJ Redick podcast, how much Thibodeau has helped him. Called Thibodeau soft and a coach that he has fun playing under. So despite what many may think about Tibbs and his reputation, the leader of the team is certainly falling in line and wants to go to war with Tibbs under Tibbs' leadership. So that's all you could ask for, man. That's all you could ask for. 15-16 on the campaign. And you know what, Al? The funny thing is that all of this is coming full circle as the guy that Julius technically replaced in Kristaps Porzingis. There's now trade rumors circling around KP. it's crazy.
Great.
Yeah,
it is great that there's trade rumors around KP. Issue with KP, injury prone. I think he's had close to 11 injuries, and I think it's either 11 or 13. I forget what the number was, and most of them are in the lower body. Yeah. And that was a big concern, right? Why the Knicks did not want to pay him. Injury was the number one problem. Also, for as big as he is, doesn't really have a post game.
Yeah.
And you know what? Post-game. No post game. He could block shots. He could take it off the dribble. He could shoot well, but being a 7-footer and can't work in the post.
Yeah.
I mean,
we knew it. We saw it.
Yeah, we knew it. It's great to see that that's coming around now. And now, because of that trade, we're able to get Julius Randle, who's now even risen to the occasion, become an all-star, doing things that we wanted, KP to do, which is shoot from the outside, play in the post, be a decent defender. Randle's doing just that on a cheaper deal. So
That's a fact.
First of all, shout out to Scott Perry and getting him in here. He's still in the regime. So he took that, he was taking a lot of heat with Mills last year.
Mm-hmm.
He's still around. We'll see if he's around for even longer, but he took that gamble, and the gamble's paying off.
It's paying off. It's paying off, bro. I can't lie. I still didn't like the return that they got, but in the end, all you could say is it working or is it not working? Right now, his replacement is killing it. You got quickly out of the deal indirectly, with getting Mook and with that cost savings and then going to get quickly in the trade. You have a draft pick that's looking promising. I mean, Dallas just beat Memphis yesterday, but we'll see where they end up in the final tally. And so far, seems like things are looking up. Knicks finally win a trade, it seems like.
Oh, my God. Yeah, it seems like that. And I agree with you. I think we would have gotten a lot more for KP back then just because everything that was surrounding him. He's a unicorn. He can do this. He was so young. You didn't know who was going to extend him. I think it was just done way too quickly.
Yeah.
And it is what it is at this point. What we did get in return is cleared books. Well, like first time in such a long time where we don't have any terrible contracts.
Yeah.
Just like none. The best part is that we have Julius Randle and we can extend him for the cheap next year.
Facts.
And then we can make a decision if he continues this type of level of play, if we want to extend him even further. Or unless maybe, I want to keep – I think at this point, like I was in the beginning thinking like we may have had to trade Randle for something. I don't know how you can give away a guy who's producing like this, an all-star.
I don't see how you can do it, bro.
I think it's pretty hard to do, man.
You can't because, I keep saying you're not going to get the value for him. You're not going to get the value for him. So it is what it is. Right now he's playing for us. He's winning with us, and you take it. Let's go to the phones. Angel from Philly. Angel, what's going on?
Hey, CP and Alex, how's everybody doing?
Good, man. How you feeling, bro?
Good. How you doing, man?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm happy that he's an all-star. He definitely deserves it. I think he deserves his money also. How about that Porzingis, huh? It looks like he's about to get traded, but we'll see what happens. But imagine what's going to happen when he gets some shooting around him. I think he's going to be even better.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro.
We'll see how it goes. I think we're going to win tonight also.
I hear you, man. Appreciate the call, man. And we're going to get into that Knicks versus Warriors pregame in a second. But, the shooters, that's going to be ideal, man. Who do we get at the one to complement Julius and RJ? We know we locked in at the 5. Like I said, the 2, the 4, and the 5 are locked in. Mm-hmm. I don't think you're going to see Mitch's game expanding to really get to a point where you're going to consider him a floor spacer. So forget that. It's the 1 and the 3, Al. It's been that way since before the season started. It is that way now. Bullock, he's a stopgap. He might give you some today. Tomorrow, he's forgotten. The 1 we already know is a mess. He tries hard. He does his thing. He comes through when we need him sometimes. You know what I mean? But it's not ideal. You need a floor spacer, man. You need a floor spacer. So that's what we got to work on.
Yeah, I would love to see what floor spacing could do for Randle and RJ and Mitch. Oh my God! And to think that Julius is doing this without floor spacing, right?
Yeah.
That's what's even more impressive. Same thing with RJ. But this is Julius's time to shine, so we're going to talk more about Julius today. But the fact that he's putting up 25, 26 points per game, right? Just like in the last couple of games without shooting. Like that's insane. And that's the one thing we were talking about going into this. And that's why I think when we look at roster lineups now, we're seeing Thibodeau putting him staggering with the second unit when you have Quickly, Rose, Burks, and Taj at this point because Mitch is out and you got Noel starting. You start seeing maybe I want to see when Burks gets hot, what happens when Randle can work in the paint. Same thing with Quickly. If those two guys are hot, I want to see what Randle can do with those two guys because I think it's just going to be so easy for him to score at that point because everyone's got to honor the shooters. He's going into double, triple team every single time and then having to kick it out, which he's doing at a high level too. His passing is just Randle's always been a good passer. It was just a decision making when to pass.
Facts.
And now we're seeing him making the right passes at the right time with his double, triple team, and he's finding the open guys just Mac wrote in his newsletter. It was kind of Jokic level, the way he's been passing. And it's the last couple of games. And honestly, it is. It's impressive.
Those were the two question marks, man. Going when we got him, those were the two question marks. You know, he came in off a good season with the Pelicans, and he was shooting well from three. The question was, he's gonna come here and be the number one guy. One, can he make his teammates better? This was gonna be his first time as a leader of his team. Could he make his teammates better? And number two was, can he up his 3-point percentage? Because we were losing KP, who was a marksman from three. So we wanted it. We needed to replace that, and he came in that first year and he was lousy at both. He was a turnover machine, didn't make his teammates better, hogged the ball. Assist numbers weren't up there, and now this is the guy that you wanted when you got him, and this is what you're getting, man. This is what you're getting. 40% from three. In 5 attempts. I think that's the number I gave you, right? 48% from three on 5.8 attempts in his last 10 games. So, great job by him, bro. Absolutely great job by him. Let me get back to the phones. Papa Left in the building. Papa Left, how you feeling, bro?
I'm doing good. You're going to the game tonight or no?
Nah, bro. I'm with the people, man. I'm with the people, bro. I'm not going to the game, man. I'm in the mud with the people, man.
I just wanted to make sure.
Nah, MSG does not show KnicksFanTV any love. We don't get an invite. They should have had us at the game now. You got all the Knicks fans coming back, the returns and everything, and no invitation for KnicksFanTV. Now I don't even get a quote in the paper. Forget me. Call up Ari, get a quote. Call up Jay Boogie, get a quote. You know what I mean? Call the people. We here getting the voice of the fans. We setting the tone, getting the tone of the fan base night in, night out, and not even an invite.
Well,
put me up in the nosebleeds or something. Sheesh, no respect.
I guarantee you
Go
this.
ahead, bro.
I guarantee you this. The amount of quality and consistent content at the exact right times that you provide for this market, if you continue it the way you are, I guarantee you're going to go exactly where you want to be. And I'm like a junkie with the algorithm with Knicks on YouTube, and I get my fixes here and there at other sources, but there's nothing like KnicksFanTV. I'll tell you that much.
That's a fact.
I just want to ask you a question about the team and those 2 picks that we have in the first round next year, and how we've been sold on the big free agent player isn't there in this next year or two. But at the same time, we've missed on. I don't want to call Obi a miss yet, but it's starting to feel that way. But with Knox, Frank, Obi, it's kind of like these high potential guys. But when you get into the mid to the late rounds, the Knicks historically have picked a little bit better, mid to late first round. We've picked a little better because we've identified a special aspect that they bring to the game, whether that's Trevor Ariza, David Lee, Emmanuel Quickly, these guys at the end of the first round. So even though these picks are going to be maybe 10 to 15, 10 to 16 range, they're very valuable picks that we could use along with maybe a younger player on our roster to trade for that superstar to fill in. Maybe we can't acquire him through free agency.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts on what you would do with those 2 first picks. Are you want them as picks?
Yeah.
Do you want to trade one? Do you want at least one? Or are you willing to unload both to bring in a certain type of player?
Not yet, man. Appreciate the call, my dude. Appreciate the call. We got to see first how the lottery plays out first, right? We don't know if we're going to make the playoffs. Right now, we're a game out of 4th, but we could easily slide out of it by the time the whole thing is done. Dallas, same way. Let's see how this lottery plays out, man. This could be, we could hit the jackpot here. You know what I'm saying now? You just don't know. Secondly, if you look at as he said, Quickly and some of the later round picks, Mitch, so on and so forth, Knicks have been doing well later in the draft and finding some value there. You have Walt Perrin here now. And so let's see how that plays out. Pick the kids up, Al. Play them. See how they gel. Maybe you get the floor spacers at the 3. Maybe you get that dynamo at the 3 that we really need. We really need that dynamo scoring threat at the 3. and maybe a floor spacer, a true point guard, and fit them in and see where this thing is. Then you figure out, okay, is Beal now available next trade deadline? Because I don't think he's going to get traded this trade deadline. Maybe next year, and then you figure it out from there.
I agree 100%. I mean, as you said, CB, we don't know what the draft is going to shake out for us. It's too early to tell. Like, I know we're all clowning the Mavs right now, but they could easily make the playoffs or not. They're in the 9th spot right now, and we could easily be out of the playoffs. Just look, the East is so wide open after the top 3, after Philly, Bucks, and Nets. The East is super wide open. Don't know. It's not a lock that we're going to make it. I mean, I would like to draft all the pick.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to draft the 2 first rounders. I don't know if they're going to. I think actually one might be packaged.
One might. Knowing Tibbs,
one might be packaged.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, let's look at our roster right now, right? We got a 10-man rotation. 4 out of the 10 guys are what we consider young guys, right? We got Mitch, IQ, RJ, and Obi. Obi are in the rotation right now. Yeah. So, and then if you want to consider Randle, who's not necessarily one of the core guys, are actually pretty young on this team. That's a starting lineup.
Yeah.
So
Facts.
it's a starting lineup, and like I know everyone's like, we got to play the young guys. We are playing the young guys. If you think about it, 40% is playing right now, and Tibbs also wants to create an environment where you got to earn your minutes, and as you should. We've seen teams like the Lakers who roll out D'Lo, Randall, Brandon Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen that before. Jordan Clarkson, and it doesn't always work. Jordan Clarkson is now starting to come on in Utah under a good coach in Quinn Snyder. We're seeing Brandon Ingram starting to play well in New Orleans. Granted, he started playing well last year under Gentry, and now he's playing well still under Van Gundy. But some of these guys are going to take time to come on, and it's not necessarily playing him 30 minutes a night that's going to do it. But we'll see what happens when it gets to the draft. I'm not sure what this front office wants to do. Tibbs wants to win.
Yeah.
So he might have to you're probably going to package one of those picks if it's good enough to go get a solid player in return. Yeah.
To go get an established vet. Either way, these draft picks that's coming in, they're not gonna be raw. I'll tell you that. They're gonna be ready. They got to be ready to play. Mm-hmm. They got to be ready to play from day one. He's not going with any projects or anything like that, or else those will be packaged up for sure. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your squad. CP and the Trataros in the building. Julius Randle confirmed for the Eastern All-Star reserves, joining James Harden, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine finally makes it. Ben Simmons, of course, and Nikola Vucevic. On the West, you got CP3, deserving. Paul George, deserving. Dame Dollars, of course. The Spider Donovan Mitchell, no question. Rudy Gobert, no question. Zion makes it. For the first time. So salute to Zion for getting in there. And Anthony Davis, obviously injured. So I don't know, Al, who you think gets that spot for AD?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a really good question.
I think Booker could get it.
I think Booker should definitely be up there and getting it. He's been playing really well this season. So hard to think about who's gonna get it. I just want to make one comment though. Damian Lillard should be starting over Luka Doncic.
Oh, 100%. Dame down 100%.
That I don't know how you put I get that Luka is a talent, but the Portland Trailblazers are hooping right now. How do you not have Dame in the starting lineup?
Dame has to be in it, man. That's just disrespectful, bro.
I was not cool with that.
Yeah.
He plays way too well to be just a reserve. Who's going to replace Anthony Davis though? Who are you thinking?
I think it's got to be Booker, maybe DeRozan. Spurs are playing well too. Spurs are definitely well too. Playing well? What do you guys think in the chat? Who should replace AD in the All-Star game? Zach LaVine finally an All-Star. So to everybody in the chat once again, if you guys are new in the chat, leave us a hashtag new. We'll shout you guys out. How many people we got here? 864, Al. 864 on the check-in. Appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it.
Let's go.
Let's see who left the super chat. I can't read who sent the super chat. Hang on. The super chat is from, it's my fault. I can't read that. But he says, great job, CP. Great show. So appreciate you. Let me scroll up and see if I find that person who left the super chat. Super chat is from Blarn's Tears, my guy Uncle Freezy and them. Salute to Uncle Freezy and the guys over at Blarn's Tears. They go on twice a night, 2 times a day. Rather, 2 times a day, man. So they're dedicated. Salute to those guys. And salute to Papa Left for the compliments, man. You know, we definitely don't do it for recognition. I'll definitely say that, Al. You know, the whole genesis of KnicksFanTV was this, you know, to have a forum where we could speak freely, uncensored, you know, no political correctness. You want to criticize with respect, you criticize with respect. You don't have to hold back. Doesn't have to be PG. And this is what we have. This is what we're building. You know, the engagement speaks for itself. The fan support speaks for itself. So that's cool. You know, that's cool. I'll end up at I'll make it to MSG at some point this season. But you know, post game is where I like to be. I like to be at the crib watching the game, and then come on for post game to vibe out with the people. And that's just what it is. So after the game, obviously we'll be back post game live. CPJL's in the building, and so we'll get you guys takes on the post game as well. Before we preview tonight's game, let's hear from Jose from the Bronx. Jose, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's going on, bro? Good evening to both of y'all. I just wanted to say, you mentioned the JJ Redick podcast. I was watching that myself, and I just wanted to say that it's really evident how serious, you know, he's taking the game, and not that he didn't before, but
yeah.
But, you know, he's speaking with a certain maturity. You could see it. And it reminded me kind of like of, you know, how much people get on RJ sometimes. Like when he makes mistakes or you know, in certain moments he looks like he's not ready yet. And it reminds me that, you know, with some of our young talent, we really got to be patient. You know, they're going to do some good stuff. They're going to do some bad stuff. And it reminded me of also like Doug McDermott when he was over here. He didn't do much. But look at him now in Indiana. He's a sniper. So we still got to remember that despite the success, you know, a lot of these guys are really young. Obviously, we're not keeping all of them, but we got to be patient. And then as in terms of the point guard situation, I just wanted to ask you this. Would you prefer I know you said a spacer, like a star type or somebody who's more of a playmaker type?
I think,
and I'll leave it with that.
Yeah, appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. You need a star, bro. This is a star-driven league. Either at the 3 or the 1, you need a star, bro. Julius is making his way. RJ's making his way. You need another guy. You know what I'm saying? You need another guy. And ideally, that's at the 3. But either way, you definitely need another guy. This is a star-driven league, bro. This is a star-driven league. Look what the Nets are trying to do. Look what the Lakers are doing. You need those guys at the end of the day, man. Utah's coming on strong. People in the chat will give you the Utah reference, but until they win it all, right now it's they're at a certain level. We'll see if they can take it, if they can beat the Lakers and ultimately take that chip. Utah's playing very well, you know. But to me, this is a star-driven league, Al. We still need that piece. We still need that guy, man.
Absolutely. I would prefer more so at the wing. I think the wing is a more dynamic position where you want that star. Just look at like Kevin Durant. You know, Ben Simmons is not a wing. I know he plays point guard, but still he's got the size of a wing. Just wings are like, we can look at Pascal Siakam. I know he plays between the 3 and the 4, but you need guys with length who can shoot, put the ball on the floor, take it to the rack, play at all 3 phases of the game. That's what you need. I mean, for a point guard, there's not in the history of this league will a point guard take you all the way and win it. Yeah. It's just it's not going to happen. A point guard is a good second, third like option that you want on this team because you need someone who can. I still believe of like I know we're going positionless, but I still believe that you need a true initiator, someone who can play make, who can just organize the entire offense and get everyone in the right position. What the Raptors did with Kyle Lowry. I know you got Kemba who's hurt this season, but he was doing it last year with the Celtics. Like you need those type of guys to do it. It's just, look, even Kawhi Leonard, right? Another wing who people want, or even like a Paul George, right? You want the wings because those are the guys who are dynamic, but you need a point guard who can just organize everything. And that's 100%. What Kawhi wanted was a point guard.
100%.
And by the way, a player that, and thank you, I forget who mentioned in the chat, but I did actually have him in my head. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander should be considered for an all-star. He's been playing lights out this year too. Certainly,
man. Definitely, man. Even Jeremy Grant. I would have put Jeremy Grant in the mix. Just, you know, records-wise, those guys would be on the outside looking in. Yep. You know what I mean? For sure. I saw somebody in the chat. Somebody made a comment about Jordan Helton. It said, "Oh, you Knicks fans, you criticize Julius. You wanted to trade him. You wanted to do this. You want to do that. You don't know anything about basketball now that you're claiming him." And the thing is, Al, it's like that's got to be a young guy comment because you have to understand what it means to play for the Knicks. There is criticism that comes with being the guy. It doesn't mean that you don't know about basketball. It just means there's heavy expectations in all New York sports. That's why players are scared to come here, bro. I spoke to Quentin Richardson. Players are scared to come here because of the heavy expectations. It comes with the territory. If you can't handle it, you got to hit the road. Now, we criticize where it's due. We give credit where it's due. I say this all the time, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is.
You're under a microscope when you play in the city of New York. That's just is what it is. There's a lot of, all of the national media is here, or for most part, most of the national media is here. On top of that, there's a lot of media outlets within the city of New York. I mean, we could talk about the Daily News, the New York Post. You got different blogs that are in New York now, right? I mean, look, you got KnicksFanTV, you got JL's Nick of Time Show, you got Matt Gray at Knicks Film School. There's a lot of different media outlets that cover the Knicks, just a lot, and you're going to be under a microscope. And whether it just is what it is. Like everyone's going to have something to say on how you're performing. And
it is what it is.
It just is, man. There's just it's no different. It's very different. Like if you probably went out to LA, it's probably similar out there. I'm out here in Boston. I can tell you it's not as hardcore as it is in New York. I just remember just picking up newspapers and you can just rip a player one night after they had one bad game, or they'll get the flowers for having a great game. It just is what it is. That's how it is.
That's just what it is, man. When you're playing lousy, you're going to get dogged. When you're playing well, you could be the king of the city. It's like Q Rich said, you win here is different than winning anywhere else because of those expectations. If you meet them, you meet them. We didn't start the trade rumors. You know what I'm saying? I heard rumors. Begley heard rumors. It was pretty much known. That it didn't just come out of thin air. So, when the trade rumors came out, more fans were hopping on it. Trade him. Now, he's playing well. Obviously, it looks like they're going to keep him now. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your squad. If you guys are new in the chat once again, leave us a hashtag new. We'll shout you guys out. All right, Al. Tonight, the Golden State Warriors. As we talk about the fans coming to town, the Golden State Warriors are also coming into town. Knicks won the last matchup, 119 to 104. And it was a good game, man. It was a good game. I like the way the Knicks came out and attacked. And I love the defense on Steph Curry, even though, listen, Steph is Steph. He's going to get his points. But Tibbs really tried to, shadow him with Peyton and bother him a little bit. They try to get out on Steph and trap him on the pick and rolls and just try to make things a little bit difficult for him. Obviously, like I said, Steph is Steph, so you're not going to be able to just shut him down. But I did like the defensive game plan on him in that last game. Offensively, I love what we did with R.J. Barrett, man. I love what we did with R.J. Barrett. R.J. was leading the offense on the secondary breaks. We were running the pick and rolls with him and Mitchell Robinson and really, really getting him involved. And so, that game came into the Knicks' favor. Draymond gets ejected from that game. So we have Draymond back tonight. Wiseman and Looney are back for the Warriors tonight. So I don't know. Papa left or somebody who called thought it was going to be an easy victory. I wouldn't say that, man. You're putting the fans back with Steph Curry in the Garden. And it's going to be a difficult matchup, bro. It's going to be a difficult matchup, man. What do you think about it?
I mean, you're going to get Draymond, as you said, back. You got Kevin Looney. You got Kevin Looney back. Mm-hmm. You got James Wiseman back. They're now fully healthy. And, you got to watch out for Steph Curry. I know we did a good job covering Steph Curry the last time, but it's going to be a tough task to do it again. So he's not someone that you can just let go and be free or just try to do much. You have to make sure that you cover him. And Wiseman, he's showing that he can play. He's going to be playing with the second unit too. So this could be a job for Taj to get on Wiseman. I think Taj can get some good matchups here and there with Wiseman in the half court, just using veteran savviness. But Wiseman is also athletic, young, talented. He can run, he can shoot. He's mobile. He's not a stiff big. And then it's tough, man. The wings. I mean, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried about Oubre and Wiggins, but at the same time, they could also go off. So the Knicks just got to stick to their solid defense, and they got to score. That's the big question. Are the Knicks going to score tonight? Because if they're scoring tonight, then I can say we could potentially win this game. If we're the New York Bricks,
it's going to be tough.
It's going to be a rough one.
It's going to be tough, man. This Warriors team is number 2 in fast break points. Knicks are going to have to take care of the ball, no doubt about it. When they didn't have Wiseman and Looney, I liked us attacking the rim, obviously with Golden State going small. But with Looney back, with Wiseman back, it's going to be a little bit tougher for us to score in the paint. So we're going to have to see how that goes with Julius and RJ and so on. That's our bread and butter. So we'll have to see how they do that. Obviously, we know with the Warriors, a high three-point shooting team, 6th in the league in three-point makes, 5 in attempts. They're also number 1 in assists per game now. So they're going to get that ball around the perimeter and make the Knicks work. They're going to make that defense work. We're top 3 defense in the league. So our three-point defense is going to have to be sharp. Our rotations are going to have to be sharp. Steph is going to let it fly, Oubre as well. And so we're going to have to be disciplined on the defensive end. Nerlens is going to get tested early. As you said, Taj and Wiseman could be that matchup, but Nerlens is definitely going to be key. He's got to stay out of foul trouble early to give us a chance.
Absolutely. And the thing that the Warriors love to do is just run out in space. So we can't give them easy transition points. We have to stop them and make them work in the half court. Knicks, we're a good defense. We're not necessarily a running team. So we're going to see if we can keep up with them if they're going to be pushing the fast break a lot.
That's a fact. That is a fact, man. So let's see how it goes. Draymond is going to be itching to bounce back. He gets thrown out of the game in Charlotte. And so, listen, Draymond is Draymond, man. It's a lot of talk about that incident. It is what it is. We've seen this many times with Draymond Green. They threw him out of the Knicks game. Coincidentally, the last game they played, January 21st, they threw him out of that game. So he's a hothead. He has a temper. He's got to control himself a little bit, or he's going to lose it for his team. So I think Draymond will have a bounce back and a chip on his shoulder. He's going to be defending Julius more than likely. So it's going to be a tough matchup, man. He's going to see that all-star designation on Julius. He's going to want to try to embarrass him in MSG and give Steph a chance to put on a show. So this is definitely a dangerous matchup for the Knicks. They got to come out hot, come out with some intensity and some fire, and let their defense speak for it.
Absolutely. And the thing I'll say about the Knicks is that they usually rise to the occasion when they come play like a high-level team. Yeah. As we see, they like to play down to their talent. So like whether it was like the Timberwolves, when it's the Magic that was, hit really hard with injuries, they're gonna come out and give some energy. I feel like tonight. Yeah. I actually have that. I have that feeling.
Give me a score prediction, bro.
I'm gonna say if we got to score, we're gonna have to put up some points to win tonight. So I'm gonna say give me 112, 108.
All right.
New York.
All right. Give me 110, 105 Knicks. I'm going with it. Crowd is going to be amped. All-star Julius. Despite a ferocious attempt by Steph. Give me 110, 105 Knicks. I was very close in our last game, Al. I forgot the game that we did, and we did win. I forgot that game. Our score prediction was extreme.
Wizards.
Yeah, that Wizards game. I basically hit it. I damn near hit it. I think I was like 2 points out of it on both sides. So,
Hope you played Watto.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully, man. Hopefully, So that's the story, man. Al, great show. Everybody in the chat, great show. Remember to tune in. Keep it locked on KnicksFanTV. TM, if you're in the chat, please post the link to the post-game chat. That's already open, so if you guys want to jump over to there, and the chat room will be open on the post-game show, and then we'll be back after that around 10:30. So as soon as the game is over, see PJ Ellis in the building, and we'll recap the game, get your reactions to everything, more calls on Julius All-Star selection, and we'll see you guys after the game, man. Take care, people. Peace.